So we are all good. My notes are here. Tonight I had to write the notes. I had to write down some notes. I had to scribble some notes quickly so that I can follow through these issues. Yeah. Na ikaba 20 hours yali kosa. Nabambye kuna bema so 20 hours ukubalelanda. Peli ashiri yako antwanikane ilili neli ashiri. Ili aba Edgar Lunges on this story of Edgar Lunges. Yeah. So now, here it is, first things first. You know, this whole story of Edgar Lunges and the burial, I said it from the onset and I've not shifted myself. I've not shifted. Immediately Edgar Lunges died, I warned that people will try to use this for their political advancement. I said this. Immediately Edgar Lunges died. The first thing I said, I warned people from using the funeral of Edgar Lunges for their political fortunes. Unfortunately, people being who they are, human beings being who they are, selfish as they are, they have shrouded all this issue into politics. This issue of Edgar Lunges has become nothing but a political contestation. It is nothing but a political contestation. And they are using Edgar Lunges' body to leverage on that. They want to appeal to people's emotions so that people can turn against Hakainde Hichilema and his government. This is the whole thing. This is the whole thing. Whichever you can come this way, that way, that way, that way. Bottom line, the whole object of this, everything that has been going on back and forth, what? You can bring up all the arguments. They all boil down to one thing. And that one thing is that these scrupulous people, they want power. They are desperate to get power from Hakainde Hichilema. They have found it difficult to get power from Hakainde Hichilema using the normal channels of politics or using the normal political activities of convincing people about what they are going to do, about how Hakainde Hichilema has failed, and what better ideas they have. They don't have. So now they are holding on to the body. They are holding on to the body. Let no one be cheated. Let no one think otherwise. There is nothing of Edgar Lunges' wishes here being respected. It is all about we have to get power. We have to use this body to get power. If this body is gone, some of these politicians who are talking, they are, they are parasitic to this body. They are parasitic to this body. Some of these politicians, they are simply parasites sucking the little political blood that is out, that is in Edgar Lunges. They are simply parasites. The number one parasite, the biggest parasite, is Makebi Zulu. Makebi Zulu is a political parasite sucking the little political blood that is in Edgar Lunges. Makebi Zulu is nothing but a political parasite sucking the little political blood that is in Edgar Lunges. all this, you will go this way, that way, that way. Everything is not making sense. It's not making sense. And all those who are supporting, if you have seen this issue of Edgar Lunges, why is it that it has become an opposition agenda? Why is it that all the opposition are on this side against the government? All those, including the frustrated individuals, some of these frustrated individuals like Linda Banks. Linda Banks, you are one of those frustrated individuals, and you are on this side supporting what really you would not support if it was not for your frustration, if it was not because of the frustrations that you have. You can pretend whatever. And this is the difference between most of you and myself. For me, I come out clearly. I even state my intentions. But most of you, you pretend. No, it is not about politics. See, no, I don't need a job in government. Whatever. Come on. If Elon Musk also wanted to work in government, though he was not getting paid, but Elon Musk was he did whatever he did to be part of government. And he was part of government. He was part of government. Being part of government is a privilege. We have rich people, with a lot of money. They go and get all the money that they have and they put in politics. Why do they do that? Why do they do that? Nomba yo muntu wakwataka salary ka ukantwani kaneka 500 pounds. Ero ambo kuna bati yo ine amoke ba Beverly katushinga bakoropa muna nikane mu shop me I'm okay, I'm not like you tayari, whatever. I'm a politician. Why do you compare yourself to me? Me, I'm a president of a political party. I'm a politician, so of course our sources of income are different. Our ways of making money are different. Even if Bakemba Muforo, they want to compare themselves to me. Hey, you should get a job, whatever. Uimbo Muforo, you want to compare yourself to me. I'm a politician. Non-apologetic. I'm a politician. I registered a political party and I'm a president of a political party. So even my way of income are different from you. You can't compare yourself to me. And thinking that no, you are being naive. You are being naive. We are in different fields. In your field, you make your money. And me, I'm in my own field. And of course, you have been saying, hey, no, Daddy is talking like this. Because of what? Because this is what happens when people lose an argument. When people lose an argument, they become personal. They become emotional. They start making wild allegations. They bring up unsubstantiated facts. Busy. No, Tari, because UPND is giving him money. Because even I watch all of these people. I watch. I make sure I go in their platforms and watch. UPND. Just eat the money. Just eat the money. Where do you see my UPND giving me money? Where do you see my UPND giving me money? Can you substantiate that? Can you substantiate that to go to my UPND? They are giving me money. If anything, I am complaining. Because of course, as a politician, you survive by the goodwill and generosity of those who support you. So me, I'm supporting my UPND. And of course, there will be nothing wrong for my UPND to support me. There will be nothing wrong. That is how politics work. That is how politics work. But unfortunately, it is not what you say. It is not what you say. Like I was saying, sometimes I come out to talk about my personal issues that I would not be bringing to social media. I bring them because I want an ordinary Zambian, an objective Zambian, to understand to understand where I'm coming from. To understand where I'm coming from, and not to think that I'm just motivated by whatever benefits that I'm having. No, me, I'm that guy that even if there are benefits, I can frown upon those benefits. I can spit on those benefits and speak my mind. And this is what characterized me. This is what makes me who I am. I am not going to be a slave of anyone. I'm not going to be a slave of anyone because of money. Right now, my situation is totally different in terms of money compared to when I was supporting Edgar Lunges. It's totally different. It's totally different. I was basically on a salary. Here, I was on a salary, getting 2,500 every month when I was supporting Balungu. Every month I was getting, it was guaranteed $2,500. It was coming every month. And it was coming on the 15th. And apart from that, time and again, I would get like a $500. I would get, surely, in terms of, if you talk about money, I got more, I was better financed when I was supporting my PF. This is a fact. And you know, I'm a very transparent person, and a person who keeps record. Trust me, even those of you who lelo ampela koka one pin and whatever, ndachita record. And I even keep the evidence. So even what I'm telling you here, I would go out there and bring you the evidence of how I was receiving money and who gave me and whatever I have, except that I would not come here and say, this is the person that was giving me, this was the person. No. So those of you who were giving me, don't be scared to say, Dad is going to review us. No, I will not. I will not. The only thing I can tell you is that me, I keep records. And I keep records because I don't know about tomorrow. One thing I don't know about tomorrow, but I also want to appreciate people. I want, when people help you, not 2000 you were at Shani, Maki class, Mr. Class, ZM, not 2,500 kwacha, $2,500. You order and kwacha and karakona and kana, she and kwacha in number, and then dollars. So I keep records. So in terms of really being looked after, I was better looked after when I was supporting the Alevo Rapo agenda. Because of course, later on, you remember, I said no. And our departure, I'm trying to tell you, my departure was when Edgar Lunges died and they started these mass nations. I said, no, I cannot be part of this. So when you talk about, no, they told me, if you don't support this agenda, we will cut. We will not help you. We will stop sending the money. And I said, to hell. Even messages, messages, where they told me, and and I didn't know. The one who was behind was Antoine Kane. They started saying no, because all of us, our money is connected to Lungu. So Esther now ever in charge. Because you are not supporting this, we are cutting. And when they said we are cutting, I had no one to help me. No one. And I said, my God, God is the one who looks after me. He will not neglect me. You can be with your money. I'm not going to agree with you in these things that you are doing, in this machination. So, Beverly Mwaiche, stop talking about what you cannot substantiate. Stop talking about what you cannot substantiate. I was telling you, natural land up, Kandande Muchivemba, so that because Musewa Nyakuba Pongoshi, but I want to tell you, and I think fear, whatever, anyway, other issues. Telelo, before, Ushbari Luala, Uyunan sister Aqualwala, ndefo kuya inshakwatenda la masha kushite ticket naliviro kushite ticket. And I'm being specific on this one because you might think that I'm lying. I'm giving you, I'm speaking confidently. I want you to know because you might think I'm lying. If I had the money, if UPND was bankrolling me, would I fail to get 2 tickets for my daughter and my wife? If UPND was bankrolling me, by now, do you think I would have my wife here every day crying and making noise and what? Do you think I would do that? What kind of a person would I be? So, I speak from my conscience. And I want to say this, that even by UPND, if they were doing something that I don't agree on this one, or if they will do anything that I will not agree, I want to put it on record here. Filamulanda, no, that is not reliable. Yes. If by UPND will do something that I don't agree with, I will come here and I will say it. Because no matter what, God is the one that looks after me. And that's why somehow I don't suffer. Yes, I would struggle with to ticket, but really, a cup of tea, ninkwata, I'm able to go to a barber shop. I'm able even to drive, by the way. I'm even able to drive. So if my friend that, no, it's Yango. No, I don't do Yango. I can't work here. I can't do any work here. In Malaysia, if you are a refugee, you are not entitled to work. You can't work. But because of my daughter has to go to school, a vehicle was provided. They told me, no, you cannot be. We were using public transport, and they said, no. It is the security concern for you. You cannot be using a public transport. You cannot be using public transport. And the issue of the driver, when I came here, I had a driver. I had a vehicle and a driver. But the issue, I'm a logbook. Mulaya kuisa shanshani logbook. Mulaya kuisa logbook. Unafo kuya mkumona gero logbook. No. Taking kwanshi inasa wewa natawe. I'll be managing with public transport. Because ulea kuisa unafo kuya mkumona gero. Kulemba. Shanshani. Inenshita. The time that you live. Uko waya walemba. Tuafikapa. Shanshani. Driver na karare kuloreda. Yes, sir. But anyway, all I'm telling you is that somehow God helps me. And so on these issues, even if by UPND, I am saying it because some of you are supporting me because you agree with me because I'm supporting UPND. If there is something that I don't agree with UPND, I will say it. On this issue of Edgar Lunges, I walked away with a well-structured financial support. Not to apamba litureisa. Shani uyapitane. Shani. Na bamunia be na wabareranda. Bamunia tu areranda. Neri wali mjere bamunia tu areranda. Bamunia baikede bambo kupontera abantu bamunanikane. Bale pontera abantu bamuchifungo. And yet neri wali muchifungo bale tu mama phone. Tu alanda. So it is not about that. And the issue is that why do you always say, no, Iwe you have been paid. Imanga mulelanda, you haven't been paid. Imama bevari, Imwe mulanda fia, you are not paid. Imama linda banks, Imwe you are not paid. Imwe you are not expecting anything. You don't want to attend. Navambi. That's why Emmanuel Mwamba nshimula ndapo, because Emmanuel Mwamba, he has got a code of ethics that he does what he does, but you rarely hear Mwamba saying, no, Tari has been paid. No, he doesn't. And he doesn't attack me. That's why I do spare Emmanuel Mwamba. Nangwale pangama propaganda. You don't hear me coming out here attacking Emmanuel Mwamba because, I mean, he does what he does. And not putting, you never could he doesn't do that. No, by him. No, you are exposing. No, you are just being unfair to me because now you have kumpela kuka ka $500, we will think yo tayari na kuatenda na tayari wala mpira wa UPND awe ufi. So that said, these people are after power. They want power. And by UPND, I'm telling you, don't drop the ball. By UPND, don't drop the ball. By Haka in the Ichilema, don't drop the ball. You know, if Intunga Fiako Kola, you may lose focus, you may lose track, and you make a mistake. Strategy, what do you call? Strategizers, they bank on time. Time is very important. When you want something, you know, time is an investment. Time is an investment. Time is the biggest investment. If you can manage time, if you can hold on whatever you want and put in time, you will get the results. So this thing has dragged. This thing is dragging for a long time. UPND risk losing it, risk losing focus, and they may drop the ball. I saw a statement where, you know, I think it is news diggers at Hakainde Ichilema is ready to let go, and they can do the funeral without Hakainde Ichilema. Be very careful. Be very careful. Be very careful. Why do these people insist? Why do these people insist on putting Hakainde Ichilema on holiday? Why do they insist on keeping Hakainde Ichilema on holiday? No, they are insisting because that is the wish of Edgar Lunges. We know Edgar Lunges. Are you telling me Edgar Lunges, when he was alive, the character of Edgar Lunges, do you think Edgar Lunges would have held on to this for all this long? Do you think Edgar Lunges would have been so adamant? We know Edgar Lunges. We know where we are coming from. In 2006, Edgar Lunges wanted to contest in Chawama. 2006. Actually, he had been wanting to contest for a long time. But significantly, in 2006, Edgar Lunges wanted to contest the Chawama seat. Vasata, Vaisa Muchinga, Vaisa Leta Baraka Chinga, Brenda Sinyangwe, I don't know, I can't remember that woman. Reverend. Edgar Lunges was put aside. Edgar Lunges did not protest. If Edgar Lunges was that man who insists on something, Edgar Lunges would have stood as an independent. Because by that time, Edgar Lunges had garnered quite a good support in Chawama. But Edgar Lunges did not fight Vasad. He would have fought Vasad. He would have insisted to say, I'm going to stand as an opposition. He would have gone back to UPND. He didn't. Because Edgar Lunges, he was a compromising person. Edgar Lunges, when PF came into power in 2011, Edgar Lunges was not appointed full minister. He was appointed deputy minister under the office of the vice president, Vagai Scott. Whilst his contemporary, Avena Given Luvinda, Avena Chishimbaka Mwidi, they were appointed as full ministers. Edgar Lunges was appointed as a junior minister, deputy minister, not even deputy minister in the office of the vice president. Edgar Lunges did not protest. Edgar Lunges, later on, when Wasata was sick, he started appointing him as acting president. When Wasata died, when Wasata was dying outside Zambia, Edgar Lunges was the acting president. Edgar Lunges was having the instrument of power. It is Edgar Lunges who was having the instrument of power. And you know what that means. When you have the instrument of power, Edgar Lunges, imagine if those instruments of power were left to people like Bawinta Kavimba. Let's imagine that. Imagine if those power were left to a person like Bakambwili. Imagine if those power were left to a person like Makebi Zulu. Imagine what they would have done upon hearing that Vasatabafwa. Imagine what they would have done. But what did Edgar Lunges do? Vaya mkonkonsesha. Vamusa mwenye vaya mkonkonsesha. To say, let go of power. You are not the one who's supposed to act. Hey, chawana shan the constitution. What did Lunges do? He didn't even fight. He didn't even say a word. Immediately, he just gave them. And the following day, he was busy. Nakani jacket kakwekani. If you see Karaka interview, akani jacket kakwekani. Uyo, ayana mku kawa kuna nikane. Ilia at Blue Now. Blue Now Lodge. Afish of power. Afish of instrument of power. He never fought. Ayana mku kawa. I'm a journalist. Vaisa Musanga. Mdala nishi. Buliko na umuso. No, let them get me. I don't care. Whatever. That was Edgar Lunges. That was Edgar Lunges. On a number of issues, Edgar Lunges was never hard tight. He was never. That was Edgar Lunges. So now imagine Pamfwa over a thing like this. What would have Edgar Lunges done? Edgar Lunges would have easily given up. But these people, they are fighting. They are not fighting for Edgar Lunges. They are fighting for themselves. They know by themselves they can't get power from Hakainde Hichilema. They can't. So they have to use the body. They are using the body. I have seen a number of people making comments, including this journalist from a Zimbabwean journalist is making a number of comments. I've seen innocent people, political people. They are saying, let Hakainde Hichilema just let go. Why can't Hakainde Hichilema just let go? Let him just let go. Hey, let him just let go. Let them whatever. I am telling you and I'm challenging you. If tomorrow HH says, I'm not going to be part of it, go ahead. I can swear to you. Va Esther na Makebi Zulu will not bring the body. I can tell you that even if Hakainde Hichilema says, Nafireka, go ahead. Hey, I'm not going to be part of it. I'm telling you, they will not bring the body. Because they know bringing the body will collapse whatever intentions that they have. It will collapse. They will definitely not bring the body. Makebi Zulu said, if only Hakainde Hichilema says, I'm not going to be part of it, we will bring the body even tomorrow. Even if Hakainde Hichilema said that, which of course to me, I wouldn't advise. For me, I wouldn't. Why? Because these people, they are after power. Who knows what is it that they want? Why do they want to put Hakainde Hichilema on suspension on that particular day? Why? And maybe if I can offer a compromise, I would say, if that has to happen, let all of them also stay away. Let Vena Makebi Zulu, Vena Given Luvinda, all these political figures, all these presidential aspirants, let them stay away. Let the whole thing be conducted by church people. And the church people, not those who are on, who we know, Kada church people, like Archbishop Palikibanda. No. Let those, neutral, let them be the ones to do that. All these political figures, these big political figures, let them stay away. If that has to be the case. If that has to be the case, let Makebi Zulu stay away, then can Given Luminda stay away, Kambwili stay away, Banan Yuko stay away, Banan, our some politician. Let them be away. Because this is about power. This is about politics. It is a political contestation. This is what it is. Now, if we can run through the events, because me, I speak with facts. I speak with facts. I run through the facts. Not if you are kutontonkanya muntu mwandi. Number one, when Edgar Lunges died, there were allegations. We cannot dispute. No one is going to dispute on this one. Allegations were there. Of course, now Pilibuka, they are refusing to say no one made the allegations, including Makebi Zulu is refusing. He is refusing. But Makebi Zulu, he made subliminal allegations as well. Makebi Zulu made subliminal allegations, subtle allegations. Of course, he was careful because he's a lawyer. He couldn't speak like Nakachinda. But even Nakachinda, when he was talking, he said the family. Nakachinda was quoting the family. Nakachinda was not saying this is my thinking. Nakachinda was quoting the family. Nakachinda was quoting the family. Because, Mwewamo, I need to, let me play that. Let me play that in Twankan. Where is it? Nakachinda was quoting the family. Yeah. Nakachinda was quoting the family. I want to play it. I'll run through the events up to where we are and why I'm saying what I'm saying. This issue of Edgar Lunges, certificate, there and there. I'm not.
I insisting should take place is fact
that there could have been a poisoning that led to the former president's death.
I think looking at the fact that among the procedures the family are insisting should take place is basically to establish the cause of death, through...
Have you seen? Among the issues that the family is insisting is that, they determine the cause of death. And listen.
Postmortem or indeed any of such procedures, but independent,
And you see, he has mentioned, he has said, a procedure, a postmortem be done. And he said what the family are insisting on. What the family are insisting on. But Ninji Shiva, some of you want to say, no, but Nakachinda is not part of the family. Did the family dispute? The family never disputed. Why didn't the family dispute? Why didn't the family, if the family, because Nakachinda here is speaking on behalf of the family. And if the family did not agree, why didn't they dispute?
Specialists, basically, it speaks to the fact that there could be concerns that have been raised by the family.
By
and
the family.
For us as Patriotic Front and Tosa Alliance, we stand with the family on that, because I think good closure will require that all questions the family may have may need answers.
Yeah.
And we're also interested
allow me to step in here in the interest of time here, because I need to get as much done as possible, if you'll allow me. The concerns by the family that his death may not have just been an illness, but as a result of poisoning, where would those have stemmed from?
I may not have all the answers to that effect, but look, I just indicated to you that personally, I interacted with him on Thursday last week, and he was even indicating I'm able to come this weekend so that we can be able to provide guidance over some of the activities that are taking place home, where by-elections and so on. Then I told him it may not be easy. It may not be possible this weekend, possibly next week, because I also had some court matters I needed to attend to. Then he says, okay, I have a small procedure I need to, to be subjected to, and then possibly by the time you're coming on Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll be back home. Boom, the situation is totally different. We may not have all the answers today, but I think the family is justified to start
the
asking
family
questions to say how
is
do
justified.
we, have this situation, all the speculations and all these things, put to rest.
So there you are. There you are. Nakachinda was not speaking for himself. Nakachinda was actually saying, this is what the family is saying. This is what the family is saying. And when you also follow Makebi Zulu also in his stories, in his Edgar Lunges stories, he was also insinuating that there could be foul play here. He was also insinuating the same. So you cannot run away now. You cannot turn around now to say, no, there was no foul play. Of course, the video of Kanisha's Banda, that's why, what you said today, you need to be very careful because it will be used tomorrow. Yes, Kanisha's Banda also, alleged that, there is something here. And Kanisha's Banda was very straight. He himself even said, we need a forensic post-mortem. We need a forensic post-mortem, not a clinical, a forensic post-mortem. That's what he says. So today, you want to turn around and say, no, there were no allegations. We have established they were allegations. And this evidence is there. You can refuse whatever, they were allegations. Now, these allegations, they were on a person of high prominence, a former head of state. How can you make allegations on a former head of state and expect the issue to just go as a by the way? Besides that, there is an issue of diplomacy. Another country is involved. This person died in another country. So you are making allegations. The moment you make allegations, honestly, are you telling me that that government, the South African government, will just ignore that? Are you telling me the authorities in that country will just let go? We know that Nakachinda was actually, they wanted to talk to Nakachinda. We know that. They brought these things, they were saying it. We know that Nakachinda was actually being sought. They wanted to interview him. We know that the family members, they wanted to interview them on this matter. So how can you refuse that the South African government has not been investigating this matter? As I'm speaking, there is also an inquest that is currently going on. There is an inquest that is currently going on, looking into the death of Edgar Lunges. So, unless you are corrupt in your head, you will refuse to say no. There were no such allegations. But the facts speaks for themselves. Allegations were there. And the South African authorities have been investigating this matter. They have been investigating this matter. And of course, in that investigation, the South African government, and I'm talking about the police here, they have been wanting to access the body. They have been wanting to access the body. They have been wanting to access the body, including the Zambian government. The Zambian government, for them, it was an issue of identity. It was an issue of identity and confirmation. Is it really Lungu who is dead or somebody else? Before we announce, that's why you saw Hakainde Hichilema being hesitant to announce. Hakainde Hichilema was hesitant. He couldn't come out on TV and confidently say Edgar Lunges has passed on. He couldn't. And you turned around, you remember opposition, you turned around and started accusing Hakainde Hichilema to say, Hakainde Hichilema, took time not to announce, government, whatever. How could Hakainde Hichilema, as a president, come out and face the people to say Edgar Lunges is dead when there is no confirmation? Because they hit the body. They hit the body. And they brought in the court issues. They hit the body. They locked the body using the courts. The South African government have been investigating this matter. They wanted to access the body. They couldn't access the body because of the court injunction. A number of times they went to that mortuary. They wanted to access the body. They couldn't access the body. And you people, you brought in your superstition. Hey, no, they want to access the body. Hey, they want to, send the fishimba. Hey, whatever. You were celebrating that they are failing to access the body. But you cannot refuse that you told us that some police officers went there. You told us that some government officers went there. You told us this. The Zambian government wanted to confirm. The South African government wanted to investigate. But they couldn't because of the court injunctions. And they respected those court injunctions. 18th August comes, we have a judgment to say, take the body. They appealed. Again, locked up the body. Nobody could access the body. The body was hidden from the Zambian government, from the South African government. Then came 30th March. The case in the Supreme Court collapsed. The case in the Supreme Court collapsed. It collapsed. Makebi Zulu has been lying to you. At the moment, there is no case active in the South African Supreme Court. There is no case that is active in the South African court. There is no case that is active in the South African Supreme Court relating to Edgar Lunges. What is there is an application for leave that the case can, not for leave, to reactivate the case. At the moment, the Supreme Court, they have been asked to say, can you reactivate the case? The case collapsed. And now they have been asked to say, can you please bring up the case? That is what is there. The case collapsed. The case collapsed. And when it collapsed, it meant that all those impediments that were on the body, all those injunctions that were on the body, that the body cannot be accessed, the body cannot be repatriated, according to the judgment, were lifted. The Zambian government was free to repatriate that body to Zambia. They were free. And that is why even the two mountain mortuary, that is why they released the body. They released the body because the case had collapsed. The South African government had interest. What was their interest? The investigations. Investigations which were started by your allegations. The Zambian government wanted to repatriate the body. But of course, the Zambian government could not repatriate the body. Why? Because the South African government wanted to exhaust their investigations. They wanted to exhaust their investigations. So when the body was released, yes, it was released, but to the Zambian government and the South African government. And this is why you are seeing, no, somebody from the embassy signed, somebody from the police signed. Yes, because it was under investigations. And the statement that came from Bakavesha, I want to read the statement because you are alleging contradiction. You are deliberately twisting the statement from Bakavesha. When Bakavesha was very specific, very clear on the circumstances. I'm going to read what Bakavesha said when the body was released. I'm going to read. Where is that now? I'm going to read what Vakavesha wrote. This was the statement that came from Vakavesha when the body was released. You are saying it is contradictory. You are just, you know, Nganye Emmanuel Mwamba is really, no, whatever, but okay. I mean, he's doing his propaganda. He's doing his propaganda. Emmanuel Mwamba is doing his propaganda. But, Imwe, it is up to you to either to eat this propaganda or not. And I'm trying to help you see the propaganda and take the truth. This is the statement. Attorney General Mulilo Kavesha says the High Court in Pretoria has formally transferred the mortal remains of the 6th President Edgar Lunges to the Zambian government. They have formally transferred the mortal remains, transferred not physically, meaning on paper, they have said, fine, the case in the Supreme Court has collapsed. So now you are free. You can get the body. At the Zambian government, you can get the body, you can go and bury. But the South African government is saying, no, we want to do investigations. But anyway, I'm reading the statement here about Kavesha. Mr. Kavesha says the transfer of the mortal remains happened yesterday, April 22nd, 2026. Now, this is the court. It is not that now the court yali mayaba pela body. It is on paper. On paper. He says the development follows the former president's family inability to proceed with their case before the South African Supreme Court of Appeal. They failed. The case collapsed. So Vakavesha is saying they released the body because the family has failed to proceed with the case in the Supreme Court. The case has collapsed. Mr. Kavesha says the mortal remains of the former president have since, listen, this statement, read it. Don't let people cheat you. Read it. He says, Mr. Kavesha says the mortal remains of the former president have since been relocated from Two Mountains Burial Services Limited to a facility managed by the South African government. That is a statement of Vakavesha. That is a statement of Vakavesha. That is a statement. You read it, find it and read it. Mr. Kavesha, I will repeat. Mr. Kavesha says the mortal remains of the former president have since been relocated, physically relocated from Two Mountains Burial Services Limited to a facility managed by the South African government. Where is Vakavesha saying the mortal remains were in the hands of the Zambian government? Because Vakavesha said it here. They have been transferred to a facility controlled by the South African government. Okay? And then the statement goes in on the 8th August, the ruling, whatever. It gives a background. So at no point did Vakavesha say the Zambian government has the body. Vakavesha clearly said the body has been relocated to a facility controlled by the South African government. And we have now come to learn that it is a forensic mortuary for the South African government, where they take the bodies that are under investigation. This is where they took it. They didn't take it to whatever facility. They took it to a facility where investigations are done. That is where they took it. That is where they took it. They didn't take it. They didn't give it to the Zambian government. And of course, they took it there so that they can continue with the investigations, which of course, when a person dies, postmortem is number one. Postmortem is number one. When there is an allegation, the first thing is postmortem. Did this person really die of natural causes, or was there foul play? And that is why they conducted a postmortem. The South African government, not the Zambian government. But we were seeing headlines by these Chongololo media. These Chongololo media, these people who are supporting Marukula, these people who want Hakainde Hichilema to go out of power, these opposition media, they were carrying headline, Zambian government conducts postmortem on the body of Edgar Lunges. Is it the Zambian government that conducted that postmortem? Not at all. Not at all. It is not the Zambian government that conducted the postmortem. It is not the Zambian government that is investigating. The Zambian government has no jurisdiction to conduct an investigation in South Africa. It can only be conducted by the South African authorities. And it is the South African authorities who have been investigating based on the allegations that you very people started. You very people started. No, the family never said it. Nakachinda was speaking for the family. Why didn't the family refuse to say, no, it's not us? It's not us. So the South African government were conducting an investigation. And you are saying, no, there are no authority, there is no authority, whatever. Which authority do you want Bakapokola to have to conduct an investigation? No, there was no family member. Which family member? When they are the ones that are making allegations. And in a death, anyone is a suspect. Anyone is a suspect. These are the people that took him to wherever they took him. They put him there under a different name and whatever. These are suspects. These are suspects. Everyone is a suspect. In a death like this one, everyone is a suspect. So why are you insisting on the family? The police did not need the family. Hey, no, the court order, like I was arguing with somebody, no, the court order did not say they should do a postmortem. Do the police need a court order to do investigations? They don't need a court order. They don't need a court order. The essence is allegations were made, and the South African government, they are right to investigate because this is a high-profile person, and they want to make sure that by the time the body is leaving, everything has been done. Everything has been done. That is why they are doing what they are doing. So the South African government is right to conduct that investigation. Postmortem is a primary activity when an investigation is being done on somebody that is suspected to have died out of foul play. This is why the postmortem was done. Not how we if you you are playing on the naivety of people. You are playing with the minds of Zambians because you know uwanga bala busumina. Uwanga ngamalumbulo uwanga balambo kutina, balambo kutasuspect. That's what you are doing. The fact is, ni bakapokolava. Bakapokola ngabale chita investigate. Bala lepulo body, bala lepula. They have to do a postmortem. They have to do a postmortem. Not if you mulesa ba ilefia bwanga. Tapadi nefia bwanga pa, tapadi nefia buloshi. All is there is an investigation. You made an allegation and the police are there to investigate. And part of the processes is to conduct a postmortem. And but the order did not talk about that. The police don't need an order when they are doing an investigation. No, but they told them to bring back the body. They were being clever because they have been wanting to access this body for 9 months and they have failed. Now they have the body. They said, hey, quickly, let's do the postmortem before we take back the body so that we can have answers. We can advance. This case has stalled because we couldn't access the body. So the police were being proactive because the police have been wanting to access the body. They have been failing. So even when they are told, take back the body, they said, no, quickly, let's do the post-mortem quickly so that we can move. There is an inquest going on right now. There is an inquest going on in South Africa. They had to do that so that they can have answers. And that's why they did the post-mortem. The Zambian government is not involved in this. The Zambian government is not involved in this. The investigation is for the South African government. And they are right. They are right to do that. You claimed that Edgar Lunges died out of foul play in South Africa. The South African government cannot just let go. They have to do this investigation. So, and the police, the government announced, and what they announced, they didn't say we have the body. They said it went to the mortuary here in South Africa. The body was not handed to the Zambian government. No. It was on paper, but physically, the South African government handled that. They got the body and took it to a forensic mortuary. That's what happened. Then, but now, you people, now let me come to the propaganda. These are the facts. You cannot argue with them. Tapari apana Islam of online. These are the facts. Now, what is the propaganda? When this happened, instead of Mulandati, case in Supreme Court has collapsed. You see, these people, instead of Mulandati, case in Supreme Court has collapsed. Now, we have failed to substantiate our grounds of appeal. What did they do? They said the body has been stolen by government. That's what they said. That is what they said. You see, I'm telling you, I'm trying to open your eyes that it is propaganda that they have been doing. Instead of saying, no, the case collapsed in Supreme Court, they didn't tell you that. Instead, they said, the body has been stolen by government. You see? Trying to incense people. Trying to incense people against who? Against Hakainde Hichilema. Why? Because they want Hakainde Hichilema to fall. They want Hakainde Hichilema to fall. It is about power. And it is about making the Zambian government look bad in the eyes of Zambians and the world at large. They were going around, you know, the body has been stolen. The body is missing. Yeah. The body is missing. They were carrying headlines. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you with your biased media. Shame on you with your fake media. Because you cover lies. You lie. You connive. You conspire with these ruthless people. These uncouth people who keeps a body for their political advancement. And you are conniving with them. You are conniving with them. All of you who were running those headlines, the body is missing, the body is missing. The body was not missing. The body was duly released because the case collapsed in the Supreme Court. And yet you are pretending that the body is missing. You are accusing the Zambian government that the Zambian government has stolen the body. Shame on you. Afterwards, when Makamesha issued the statement, you quickly, Makebi came in quickly now, got a court order. When they got the court order, what were you saying? You were saying, no, the court has told them to bring back the body. The court has told them, the Supreme Court has told them. Now, Makebi Zulu was saying that. Makebi Zulu was purporting that he got an order from the Supreme Court. That no, the matter is still in court. The matter is still in court. And the court has told them to bring back the body. And they have been told why, they have been questioned why they shouldn't be cited for contempt. The case had collapsed. and Makebi Zulu did not get that injunction from the Supreme Court, because the Supreme Court could not give an injunction over a matter that was not before them. It is the High Court. Makebi Zulu went to the High Court, to another court. That is where he got an injunction. Well, that is where he got an injunction, an ex parte injunction. An ex parte injunction. An ex parte injunction. What this injunction means, what this order means. You see, orders are gotten in this way. If, for example, myself, I hear that my house in Zambia, somebody wants to sell it. Somebody wants to sell my house in Zambia, for example. I'm just giving an example. If somebody wants to sell my house in Zambia, I can instruct my lawyer to say, quickly, get an injunction and tell the court not to sell so that my house is not sold. My lawyer will go before a judge and argue and say, there is somebody who wants to sell Mr. Tayali's house. And Mr. Tayali is saying, no, he doesn't owe this person any money. He doesn't owe this person any money. So please stop this person from selling the house. The court, if you show, all you need to show is that, yes, it is your house. Okay? And you have to show that, yes, there is somebody who wants to sell the house. Just these two. Just these two. You simply have to show that it is your house. And then you have to show the evidence that, yes, there is somebody who wants to sell the house. And based on that, the court will issue an order to say the house should not be sold. Not that there was the other person will be called. No. It is simply evidence to show. So what Makebi Zulu did, Makebi Zulu went to court with the order where the body was released, okay, to say the body has been released, because they were told that the body has been released. So they went with the evidence to say the body has been released. And the other evidence that he brought the evidence of court documents to say there is this matter in the Supreme Court. He didn't tell the court to say the matter in the Supreme Court has collapsed. All he showed documents. He showed documents of the body being released, and he showed documents of the matter which is in court. But he didn't tell them that the case had collapsed. Based on that, they were given an injunction. They were given an injunction. And that is when they said on 21st May, it is a return date where now the Zambian government, we will respond, the Zambian government and the South African government, all those that he sued. They cited the Minister of Home Affairs, the Minister of Internal whatever. They cited it. So all those people now, they will respond. They were not there when Makebi's lawyers were getting that injunction. They were not there. So they got an injunction to say, take back the body. Take back the body. That is the injunction. In the High Court, not in the Supreme Court. But the propaganda that has been going on is that the injunction was from the Supreme Court. The injunction creating an impression that the case had not collapsed, that the case is still in the Supreme Court. And yet, the case was not in the Supreme Court. The case is not in the Supreme Court. Even as I'm talking, the case is not in the Supreme Court. What is in the Supreme Court are the documents of Makebi Zulu pleading with the Supreme Court to say, please, reinstate my case. Bring back my case. The case has collapsed. That is what is there. The injunction is in the High Court, another court, which doesn't know about the collapse in the Supreme Court. They don't know. Because Makebi Zulu didn't tell them. So, what you should be expecting is a ruling from this High Court. Because now, the South African government and the Zambian government, they will explain to say, we got the body because these people failed to prosecute their case. That is what they will be saying. And then on the Supreme Court will have to rule whether they will bring back that case to be active so that the appeal can continue or not. But in terms of how the body was handled, there is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong. Whatever they are telling you are lies. The truth of the matter is this: the case collapsed. The body was released. The South African government were investigating. They took the body. Before the Zambian government could repatriate it, the Zambian government could not repatriate the body without the South African government concluding on their investigations. These are the facts. Now, Zambian government has done the postmortem. Zambian government never did a postmortem. They never did. No, there are missing body parts. There are no body parts which are missing. There are no body parts which are missing. If you have wanga, those are imaginations of your mind. Uwanga, they are imaginations of your mind. Uwanga, they are imaginations of your mind. I don't believe in that crap. I don't believe in that crap. They are imaginations of your mind. So I cannot argue with you on that. I can only argue on the facts. And from my perspective, the facts is that this body was subjected to forensic autopsy because of the investigations. That is what I'm going to argue from. The body was released because the case collapsed in the Supreme Court. The injunction which is there is not from the Supreme Court. And it could not come from the Supreme Court because there is no case in the Supreme Court. What is in the Supreme Court is an application to reactivate the case in the Supreme Court. These are facts. Body parts, no body parts were missing. If you are wanga, fiemlifio. And then Bakabesha now issued a statement. Bakabesha issued a second statement now. After Muambo that the body. Bakabesha issued a statement yesterday. He issued a statement. And this is the statement that he issued now. And remember, I read the first statement. Now I'm reading the second statement. Attorney General Mulilo Kabesha says the remains of former President Edgar Lunges have at no point been in the physical custody of the Zambian government. This is the first paragraph. At no point was the body of Edgar Lunges in the physical custody of the Zambian government. And this is what he said in the earlier statement. Bakabesha said the body has been relocated from 2 mountains, whatever services, to a facility controlled by the South African government. And here he's saying the Zambian government has never had a physical custody of it. So where is the contradiction? Where is the contradiction? Where is the contradiction? You are Linda Banks. Unalandet sungu. No sambira wali sambira. Where is the contradiction in the first statement and the second statement? Where is the contradiction? In the first statement, Bakabesha is saying the body has been relocated from 2 mountain whatever to a facility controlled by the South African government. And here he's saying the Zambian government has never been in physical custody of the body. Where is the contradiction? Where is the contradiction? Yesterday you were all busy. Now, contradicting. Within 24 hours, they are contradicting. Where is the contradiction? Ubukoko. Ubukoko mulifikopo. 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 Na mwabe newa linda banks kadishino for mufunda ubine mufunda. Pantu ukopo obu. Where is the statement? I think Bakabesha, Bakabaka. What has Kabesha done in this instance? What has Bakabesha done? What has Kabesha done? Ubukopo. Big time. Mwamba is twisting things. Mwamba is a spin doctor. He's a spin doctor. He wants to change things and whatever. Hey, somebody government. Hey, kabesha. Mletekanya. Kuti mwarekana alande fingi. Maire mukalanda tiyota yala tukana. Mletekanya. Mwenye fifuba. Hey. Fish mule survive. Where is the contradiction? Mube fufubanga wale abakanga abocha marashi. Allah. Hey. But anyway, all these things that these people are talking about, all this, it is all about power. They want power. And this is why you have seen all the media that is against the UPND. They have converged on this issue. They are busy analyzing shani lerona chimona pati karakana nikane na waleta pona banani atubanani bakeris kaunda na waleta bonse kirikiti bonse they are converging on this one. Bamundibira nabo bapanga na press conference bamundibira nabo abo anjeti ni ba lawyer. Bamundibira be on your own. I know the guy. That guy is intelligent. I know his mind. But ulekonkerera bakada. File mwana sawa ida para file panga na sensi. Mundubira ngawaikala, I know mundubira ngaikala. Or in his mind and in his heart, mundubira knows that if you have power HTF, and mundubira knows this will not give them power. They want to get power using the body of Edgar Chagwalungu. It is not about Edgar Lunges, it's about getting power. And Esther is playing to all this because Esther now wants to be free from her court cases. Especially the case here annex, because that case is very bad. That's for sure. That case here annex is a bad case. And she's intelligent. Esther is very intelligent. She knows that that case is very bad. She knows that that case can take her to jail. She knows. So she wants to be free. And Makebi Zulu, it is not about what being a spokesperson, being a lawyer. No. Makebi Zulu wants to be president. When I said it, when I told you before, Mwale cannot know, Makebi Zulu hasn't said he wants to be president. Makebi Zulu hasn't said he wants to be president. Now Makebi Zulu has come out clearly, he wants to be president. Surely, is this a person that you can trust to say he is advancing Edgar Lunges' wishes? Can you be so naive to really think that this Makebi Zulu, this Malukula, is advancing the wishes of Edgar Chagwalungu? Even when you can't see that Makebi Zulu is using this board to advance his political mileage. But Esther is hoping that, with this board, we can manage to bring down Hakainde Hichilema. Once we bring Hakainde Hichilema, then I'm free. This is all what is there. All of you have been saying, let Hakainde Hichilema just stay away. I mean, I'm sorry, you are being naive. And I do understand. But surely, even if you take a different scenario, palichiriro panganda, ero muntu mbya isa bati awe inesha isekoko kanomwine wanganda akano kufumapo rival walishi batu uyu muntu alafu ayo mukashore walishi batu uyu muntu alafu ayo mukashore ero aye bati ineko kunganda nsha iseko kuchiriro nsha iseko kano umwine wanganda afumepo let's just imagine chiriro. I mean, if I could use this, and very good, not very good, but if you feel Ichiriro church tikamunganda mumwandi, elo ex wawa kashivandi, ale batawe ine kuchiriro kosha iseko, pantu chirufia ekwadi, tayari ngafu mako elo na alaisa. Mwachimwene kuisa, umuntu ulefo power. Umuntu olefo power. Ero imumule bati yo, awa Hakainde Hichilema asumi nefi. Umuntu olefo power. Munefwat, ake minine pa dice padia. God of honor ile chitantonkani. Do you know what can happen? If you don't play around, power, you don't mess around. A lot of things have happened. You just don't know. You just don't know. Anything is possible. Don't take chance. And when it comes to state issues, don't take chance. Don't take chance with state powers. You don't take chance with state powers. You don't experiment with state powers. You don't. Experiment fimbyuko muri CDF yen mukale chitoko kide kuti mule chitama ama experiment. You can experiment pali CDF, pali finish. You can experiment. But when it comes to executive powers, don't compromise. And all those of you who are saying Hakainde Hichilema should compromise, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what statecraft is. You don't know. And especially in this instance, where we clearly know that the people who are asking the president to stay away are interested in power. Is it reasonable in your minds that Hakainde Hichilema should stay away and leave his enemies to be superintending on the guard of honor, mounted by the 1st Battalion? Do you think it is correct? You are taking things naively. You are taking things simplistic. No. You think you are being, you think you are resolving issue. You are being wise. No, I've seen some church leaders saying this. Some church leaders. No, Hakainde Hichilema, let him just stay. Honestly, even in a church, I'm coming from the church. I know what happens. Muchurch. I'm a pastor. I'm a pastor. Muchurch. People fight for positions. Umuntu alipanga church. Somebody else comes in and claiming the church. No, I'm the bishop now. I'm the whatever. These things happen even in church. Now, what about in politics? Why do you want to make it so easy for Hakainde Hichilema to step aside, to allow his enemies, his political enemies, to be the one to be standing there? Why do you want to look at this so simplistic? Why? When you clearly have seen the intentions of these people, when you can clearly see how adamant they have been, people who can go to an extent of keeping Ichitumbi for 10 months, are these people you can trust that Hakainde Hichilema should stay away and let them conduct whatever the state funeral? Are you being real? Are you being reasonable? Are you thinking deeply? I want you to reflect on this. Because it is, you can't, I just can't understand. I can't understand. You have seen how many people have risen, how many people are rallying behind this Makebizulu, all those who are frustrated. When I the banks once over there, people who are frustrated, people who are not happy with UPND, people who want to see Hakainde Hichilema. These are the people who are behind all this nonsense. And these are the people you are saying, no, Hakainde Hichilema should just compromise. And that journalist from Zimbabwe is saying Hakainde Hichilema should have whatever. Mwirangala na power. Don't play with power. And don't experiment with power. Don't take chances with power. Don't take in a spur of a moment. Things can turn around in Zambia. So, especially when you have such desperate people, you can't trust them. So the Zambian government should not lose focus. I'm glad that they have been following the due process. Let this due process go on. No, they should just allow the family to bury the body in South Africa. The family does not want to bury the body in South Africa. The family wants to deposit the body in South Africa Until Hakainde Hichilema loses power, it is about power. They will not bring the body of Edgar Lungu in Zambia as long as Hakainde Hichilema is in power. It is not about burying. They don't want to bury in South Africa. What they want is power. But if they bury, Edgar Lungu, it means Nish Papua. If they bury Edgar Lungu in Zambia, Nish Papua. Imagine we bury, once we bury Edgar Lungu in Zambia, who is going to be talking about it? Who is going to be talking about it? Twalikwe tempalume, avenevene, va politician, va mankangala, ava kamamo na menshi, va politician, ava kutinga lelanda, mwa kumfati kuli mwa umo lelanda. Valifua, tapani no lelanda, po PF mulelanda, po you're talking about PF today. The man who started PF, the man who brought PF into power, Michael Chilufya Sata, is dead. And today no one is even talking about it. Today no one is even talking about Sata. He's gone. The first lady, Dr. Kaseva, she was a powerful woman. She was a powerful woman. Today, who even looks at Kaseva? Nangubala ipitila, who looks at her? Fiance finaveshwa, va esta naveshwa. Na wame na va esta. Once tuashika wa lungu Muzambia, ni chapo wa esta tapali chavo. Makembe Zulu. Where is the political life of Makembe Zulu without Ichitumbi? Where is the political life of Makembe Zulu without the body? What can you talk about Makembe Zulu in terms of politics without the body? Makembe Zulu is on a political oxygen being supplied by Ichitumbi. Ichitumbi Chawa Lungu, it is a cylinder of political oxygen to Makembe Zulu. The moment you disconnect it, that's it. That's it. These other politicians, like Avena Kalava, they have nothing to talk about. The only thing that they can talk about, Chitumbi. Vafred Membe, the only thing that they can talk about, Chitumbi. That is the only agenda in Gawapanga relevant. What can Vafred Membe talk about which will make him relevant? Tell me. What will Vafred Membe? Now Vafred Membe so up. Lelo 20 hours, I'm going to be talking. Who is going to watch him? Vafred Membe. But if Vafred Membe says, tonight I'm going to talk about Edgar Lungu's body, you will see people want to watch. Makembe Zulu, when he goes live, people are following. People want to watch. It is about Ichitumbi. That's all. That's all. Ngamafumi hapo Ichitumbi, tuashika so, tuashika. Nga tuashika Edgar Lungu, Muzambia tuashika. Makembe Zulu goes live. Makembe Zulu will not even have 100 people watching you. You follow Makembe Zulu, you listen to Makembe Zulu because of Ichitumbi. Nothing else. Nothing else. So, Ichitumbi, and there is no, this is Bemba Ndelanda. The body is the political lifeline of these people. These are political parasites feeding on Ichitumbi Chava Lungu. Charlie for but Bekadi de Fevale on Kafi. Bekadi de Vale on Kafi. Ilio Balungu, when Balungu was alive, they were sacking him. They were sacking him. That's why they kept Balungu there. That's why they kept Balungu. That's why they couldn't remove Balungu from registrar of societies. Because they were sacking. People failed to stand on their own. I'm getting disappointed that even Ibamundubile is failing to stand on his own. I told you even before Balungu Tabalaf, I said it. Come on, establish yourselves, brand yourselves. You cannot keep on holding on kuchitumbi. It is power you want. Even if he says, okay, I'm not going to be part of it, I'm telling you, they will not bring the body. Vaesta will not come because she knows if she comes, Nimuchibe. Just that, I mean, I wouldn't want to say muwe sheko, but even if you were to announce ati wakaenda ichile mataka veko vaesta tawakise makebi zulu will not agree because valetina even kuma kochuku they are just buying time. They were really hoping that Ichitumbi will miraculously install them into power. Akakabeva dikalalankulanda Edgar Lunges will put us in power. Where? Wala. Edgar Lunges alifua. Edgar Lunges will not put you in power. Edgar Lunges will not put you in power no matter how much you try. Edgar Lunges will not put you in power. Hakainde Hichilema is going to win this election and is going to bounce back. Hey, no, ala pena, mwanalanda tikatushira date mwalandile. Hey, by 30 shan, ni shaka inde Hichilema pena, uyo opo achili. Hey, haka inde Hichilema mulwele, haka inde Hichilema lefutikira, uyo, leo katushinga chibani kwisa kulio kwa achia. Ale pitana, ali mgwa. Of course, all of us at some point we will die, we will all die. But that is by the grace of God. We survive by the grace of God, not Ichitumbi. Hakainde Hichile mataka wala because of Ichitumbi. Hakainde Hichile mataka for because of Ichitumbi. And most of you, Hakainde Hichile will not lose power because of Ichitumbi. You can call in now. I've exhausted my points. It's about power. It's about power. I'm a propaganda. Yeah, now it's my phone line. I've opened phone lines. You can call him. Hello?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, to work.
Yeah.
Nawe tukumbira ngambira. Otherwise you are speaking very well. You know, these guys, they are just making us like, they think we are fools, you know. We went through a lot when they were in power. Today, at least the man is working, the president very calm. Ngati kuli muntu anazozidwa pasiku pano, especially Mzambia, Hakainde Hichilema. You know, uja muntu anapulumuka pona kumfuti so kuchokera pamalata pamwamba. But Balungu, I never saw that. Balungu was very free, moving around, running around. Sinambere pato Balungu wapeleka kumaselo, wawamanga, wawashitapo chano, wawaitana ku polisi chan. But all this, but to serve one, Waldo. So in Zambia, I think this type of hatred should come to an end. As I'm speaking to you, me, I'm Tumbuka by tribe. I'm not like these other people who like no Watonga, no. We are all one Zambia, one nation. That's why ukukwatira ulotifuna ngero stima kamba ati wendiwo mtungi bwanji ukapeza tu mtundi nwaso wamuzonda akasi ndo mtonga na kuzonda no. That system is coming from our region, especially
my brother, let's not lose our focus. Let's discuss the issue at hand. Hello? Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. President. But by Emmanuel Mwamba, he has become an embarrassment internationally. Now, even though they try to cover the issue, how far will they go? How do they argue the issue which shall be interpreted in the court? Otherwise, thank you so much for the message. Your message is clear. It shows what you are mature. By Emmanuel Mwamba, not to cancel and now cancel at 30 minutes.
Yo bena Zambia bakabwera nabo bena. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Yes, I'm calling from the United States.
Yes.
I would like to make a contribution and just really thank you for, this is my first time calling, by the way, and really thank you for everything that you are laying out and putting good information against the propaganda. And I was also going to say that forensic postmortem, or autopsy, it's something that is commonly done, especially in first world countries. So if Zambia is traumatized by a postmortem, I'm just curious, what would it be like for them if, for instance, if the family were to be allowed to bury him or the president in South Africa, and then later on get exhumed, whether it's 5 years or 10 years, get exhumed and be brought back to Zambia to get buried. I mean, what are they going to body view at? A skeleton? Is that something that they're thinking about? Like, how traumatic would that be for them? If they're crying about a postmortem, what about when they get him exhumed?
Yeah.
If he get buried in South Africa? That's what I wanted to contribute.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes, good evening, President Diane.
Good evening.
Yes, I've been following you. Yeah, you are very much right when you say that these people, even if they say that say that want to attend the funeral, still these people want to be important. Hearing what the question that they have done, and also that's why
The line is bad. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, Precious, go ahead.
Yes, you are saying that Marukula is being followed because of Chitumbi. What? What about you? Are you not being followed because of talking about Balungu all the time? You know, it's not right to keep on blaming Bamakebi Zulu who is doing what is right. But yourself, you are busy misleading the people. You are busy telling the people lies. But those people you keep on fighting, those are the people who are doing what is right. Balungu deserves to get the justice that he needs. There is no need there is no way you can say that but President Wakainde Chilema, he should be on the barrio. Why should we be on the barrio? Did he pay any bills when Balungu was in South Africa? He never paid any bills. So you cannot say that no, let President Wakainde Chilema be on the barrio. No, we don't need him and we don't want him. You are saying that Wakabesha, he said that he didn't have body, but it was him who told the nation that he has the body. He told the nation that we have the body for ECL. So what are you trying to tell the nation? But just wait and see. You are going to be ashamed because justice is going to prevail. And the President Wakainde is going to face the law. If you think like we are lying, you think like Wakainde Chema, what he's doing right now, you think like you can say that he's a good leader? He was busy telling the nation, no, Bill 10 is a poison. He came and forced the people to drink the poison. And you think like he can get away with this? He came, no, cyber, Lungu, we want to bring cyber so that he can shut your internet. But it was him who want to hide into criminality. He was saying you want to hide into criminality. Now, who is hiding into criminality right now? Who gave them the right to go to South Africa and enter the mortuary Bakabesha and the same group who went there? And you think we can be happy? The time when Balungu was alive, did they care about him? Don't try to talk about Bamakebi. Bamakebi is doing what is right. Even you are being followed because of the same Balungu you keep on talking about. But Fred Mende is a big politician, a wise man with wisdom. But for you, you are not a wise man. You are a danger to the nation as well. So leave Bamakebi Zulu alone.
Thank you. Hello?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you so very much. Apanandese Samani.
Mwamvese Zain.
Yeah, because last time I followed you, Emmanuel Mwamba. There was that lady, I don't know if it's a man, because that day when they said the boat has been missing,
said, no, in my spiritual realm, I saw someone stick the body. So I know that body belongs to Edgar Lunges. So I'm going to pray in the name of Jesus. And that man even prayed. But today, the way you have explained, I think everyone was following me, it's clear. So at least Mr. Bayani, try by all in more detail so that everyone opens up his eyes to understand.
Yeah, no, thank you.
About what you have done, really, I think that everyone that is following you, if you have to combine in our Emmanuel Mwamba, please. And if you have chance, advise Mr. Emmanuel Mwamba to repent as well, because that day, he must lead to advance the money.
Thank you. Hello?
Mr. Kayai,
Yes, sir.
you are a member from which province and which town who doesn't respect people's privacy? Because a funeral is a private thing. You can't enter into somebody's family and start touching their body. No, that is witchcraft. Ono muntu wafa lelo mwashika. The following day mwamono muntu paluputa lwa mwashiki de maronishe waipai. You cannot touch somebody's property. It is not a private thing. Family ngabaka to require. Respect that. You can't grant all everybody against somebody. No. But Lucia, you are a disgrace to the member people. Because I'm not other than but walikuwa to mutishi, walikuwa tana ntambi, walikuwa tana na mafunde tukonga. So timu ya konge chiro chaveli. Utisende, no, takwava. As a member, we don't do that. That it tells you. I mean, chiro chava private. Nda mwaingira mchiro chaveli, wala mikato buloshi, na ngutamulindoshi. Temulandu bali ni bakateka, but yono bafuile ni shapo bukateka wapwa. Basha ngukalomba ba family. Mama. So but you are a disgrace to the Demba Kingdom. I'm telling you. Abadamba balikuwa tentandi. So bakonga mufintu. Olo shafu mungu abisha shafu mwishiri shonse baka mebati hawe twalikuwa tolutandi. Na ngamunashiko muntu tulesho kwimitwe bamona tetunembe chirinji cha muntu tamwaishwa noko bashite mitomo ayimba no mune konkenta ndi muna kula fe kula yao bonje bale kondema bonse badi iwa popo penelation ya tayari nani akeshi no ni wochi odi paradise ino ndi mkalamba sana kukuchira nenya na alisho bale so twali kala muzambe fo babemba mune kwata kwentani.
So you see, this is their trick. They want to corrupt us. They want to corrupt people in cultural issues and superstition. That's what they want to do. They are busy. They have been phoning me. They have been telling me these things. No, Ichililo, hey, Intambi, hey, whatever. They want to corrupt us. Hey, they want to corrupt my emotions. Hey, whatever. You won't corrupt me. You won't corrupt me with all these things. Intambi, wuloshi, superstition. You won't corrupt me. It won't work with me. It won't work. I'm looking at facts. This matter is about what is the law saying? What are the norms in terms of politics? I am a politics. Yes, it's true, but you cannot manipulate people using intambi. You cannot manipulate people using superstition. This is what you're trying to do. You want to corrupt us with emotions. Hey, what did you call to say? Hey, think about the family. Think about the widow. The widow is part of this. She can put a stop to all this nonsense. But she's part of it. Hey, Intambi. Makebi is doing politics. They want power. And you want me to be talking about Intambi. And yet Makebi Zulu is scheming to get power. Makebi is scheming to get power, and you want me to be shrouded, to be prevented by Intambi, Ntampo Kutina, yo ndi Muvemba, no. You are doing politics here. You are doing politics. And I will follow you in that line. I will deal with you in that line. I'm not going to be swayed by your manipulation. You want to manipulate me. You want to manipulate Zambians. You can manipulate others. Hey, in the spirit, hey, whatever. Hey, let's pray. Hey, whatever. You will not. Not me. And I don't care. Even if I can engage him, I would fall for it. I would denounce him here, right here. I'm telling you, even if I can engage him, I would go for it. Me, I would tell you, I would denounce him. Even if you PND go with that, I would denounce them. I'm telling you, I'm saying it. I'm saying it, strongly from my heart. Even if Akabesha, whatever, I would denounce them. These people are doing politics. These people want power. That is what is at stake. Not if Ntambi, which in Tambi, Ishakwatu Masungo Muntu Mumochari for 9 months. Nintambi Shamsangoshan. Nintambi Shamsangoshan. Uburoshi. Kuti Masungo Muntu 9 months. Muchina Nkane Mumochari. Abalechito Uburoshi Nivanan. Uburoshi Chinshi. Uburoshi you do something, whatever it is, out of some supernatural kind of activity to advance something, to advance yourself. Or they are doing something unnatural, keeping a body for 9 months to advance their political agenda. What I'm calling for is Balungu to be buried in Zambia. That's all I'm calling for. That is my agenda from the word go. I've said it. Balungu is a former head of state. Balungu is a Zambian. Let him be buried in Zambia. That's all. That's all I want. And he should be buried now, not tomorrow. It is long overdue. So if you say muchita, mubepesha haka inde ichilema. No, haka inde ichilema ewalinga, ni momo walinga. Anyway, I've made my point. Hello?
Wasikia mchana.
Wina vimkwai.
Ye mkwai, ifwe tule mfape unakodi ngeto mletu pichamu mufitu wa charira. Nomba, icha mpapishita kwe bati, awa bati ataba kilaki mama chukula bati, awa ndi shani. Nomba mpianchi umukurungo yo, nge mkuleto mkunde pakati kawaii. Nchikwe nishakula chani. Imu mulera ndefu kwete amano, vese mkuna nishitana ngana che, mulera ndefu kufia ikudi kumuleva abantu kuri chimuntu wansango chani. Awati ataba wele abo, bakura kyo munguru amano tabakwata. Atotira mulare wini.
Chesuma. Hello?
Awati ataba wele abo, bakura kyo munguru amano tabakwata.
Hello, matayari kwa wombe.
I'm quiet.
Inafuna mona abo bafuwa mkutuma phone bamdala abaleti you are let down kubabemba te namwishiwa musango wakwebati moneni watayari mulerwa ero bale kwikata amaboko batumbi na amulekerera.
Exactly. It's true. Bale fuaya ababambi bale landa amina Emmanuel mwamba bale landa. They are saying all these things and they don't want me to talk. That's what they have been saying. They don't want me to talk. They want them to be talking. Inenga na landa ati yo, udi muntu wa msango shani. But bena bale landa. Haka ine ichilema winoyo, bala muitefi ntufi kulu. Bala muitefi kulu, ba muitefi. Haka ine ichilema. In all these things that I've explained, where is Haka ine ichilema coming in? Where is Haka ine ichilema coming in? In all these things, when Edgar Lunges died, where was he? Haka inde ichilema. Instead, vale fokumu vepesha haka inde ichilema wa ipaya. Out of allegations, the South African government says, let's investigate. Let us South African government, let's investigate. We never said there is anything wrong. And yet, I think in our mwempa. Lero ba South African government bana chita investigate atiyo. Ine ndondoro loko ati ba South African government bana chita investigate. Ichitumbi tachaire kuli ba Zambian government. Ichitumbi chaire mumocha ya South African government. Atiyo leko kulanda. Iyo uli muwemba washan. Na papat. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Emkweba tayari chungula mkwaya.
Chungula mkwaya.
Awe. Naikaba. Nomba inende vokwisho nishintambi shibomba be one side. Bantu intambi awobe nabachirami chita advise pantambi nishtabale chita advise wa makebi zuru abalepo okupiano omuntu otabalashika.
Bepusheni bashikulu bantu abo.
Bashikuru besu natumvo bachikwata point numba point tabachiringo kweba imwe bachiringo kweba bali abantu abale piano omuntu ushirashikwa nomba imwe chaba kali pomulando akabani mumule gusha abantu kweba kubole banani bera balepo abale intambishire bomba one side nishara berevyo Ero intambisha muzanga kodi chiriyo tushika muri 3 days. Nomba nishi chiriyo chinga taking na 10 months. Ni state babebera ati intambisha muzambia chiriyo ni 3 days. Not bareba imwe. Kisuma watayari bitirije no mulimo wenu.
Natotera. Hello?
Hello. Hey, good evening.
Good evening.
This is Zulu. I would also like to make a contribution.
Yes.
Thank you so very much for the sharing of this matter. But I would just like to refer you to another issue which was so similar to this one. When Eduardo dos Santos passed away from Angola, it almost like an issue like this one for Mr. Lungu, whereby he's to move his body back from Barcelona to Rwanda for the burial until the Angolan government decided to fight until he was they won the case in the Spanish court. And after the elections in 2022, they had to bury him. So when it comes to Mr. Lungu, even if the court drags and the like the case drags and the way this current government is likely to win the elections, he will be buried maybe in October of this year, or maybe December of this year. It means that the South African courts are so slow as compared to the way the courts of Barcelona were concerning the issue of Eduardo dos Santos. That's my contribution. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And I appreciate this caller because eventually, even the courts will rule in favor of the Zambian government. In this case, because Makebi Zulu have failed to argue the matter. For social media, they have failed to argue them in South Africa. Bashukuru bantu bali babwera. No. Hello?
Mr. Chirisoteg.
Usually,
can we go to the root cause? Can we go to the root cause why the burial up to now hasn't taken place?
What is the root cause? What is the root cause?
Yes.
What is the root cause?
Didn't the family start off?
So what stopped them?
Yes. After they changed the program,
what program? What did they change? Tell me.
Listen, before the departure day, there was a program, a tentative program which was made. But the day of traveling, they saw that they had to release a program which was contrary to what they agreed.
What was changed?
About it.
What was changed?
That program.
No. Let's be specific. Let's be specific. What was changed? Speak to specific issues. What was changed? Tell me.
It was agreed that the president ought to be near the body, but they changed that the president actually will get the airport and he will have a private ceremony with the dead body alone, 2 of them.
Mwamfwa nomba umfweni bashikulu bantu ife mwala awana imwe bashikulu bantu ife mwalanda bashikulu bantu fyabufi ayo mariashi bashimike but yo program mulela ndapo tapali neve tapali program kuti mwafwa ya internet yonse nanga wabene balelanda kuti mwabe pushati ndangeni program opo balembero ko bati haka inde ichilema akabana echitumbi babiri mukabe pushe mube pushe ukweba wino fye turete ko bati imona okay. Yetule tintana sorry umfana bati lekani mpusha bashikulu bantu imona ineta ture tintana tatwa ishibana tapali ukupatana kuli konse echo namilomba ko chakwe bati ifyo mwalanda miye mube pushe abo bene balelando kwati program bali chinjishi mukabe bati program wa umfone ili kuisa nga program yo bachinjishi ni pesa so that mukamone pandi fyabufi
listen apart from that it was also put on the new program kwebati the HH will be after he will preside over the funeral but tayari
so if you nalanda pali program umfweni iyo program na phone alanda namukwata phone number ya ndiyo muya mube pushe ukweba ti program yo mwamfweni ni isa nga program yo bachinjishe ni isa mukandetele yo program nga mwandetela nga mwanshini nkisha nkesa ine pano pachilimba pano pamuela nkesa chita apologize kuli imwe pantine phone ifyo na ishbat fyabufi but nga mwashini nkisha ine nga chita apologize promise na mipela bashikulu bantu
all right number into point abatwele case ku court ni banana
yo bashikulu bantu abatwele ku court
no askeni abatwele case ku court ni banana
abatwele case ku court ni ba government acho batwalile case ku court ba government kweba tibalungu balefo kwa tibalungu babashike mu Zambia pantu balungu ni ba former president balungu ni ba Zambia
okay tabale mbele kalato kuma countries yose manebu kwa tuyumira mutatrita as former president tabale mbele kalato ya musangwa
batata iyo kalateyo ngamwa isanga futi kuti mwantumina nkaimone send me that letter because there was no such a letter.
Okay. But awali. Ndachari ni mwevu. Mwalomba chindi ya kucho. Ndi Afrika mkunda apua. Ele banyebe kwela chata tuko ite mpia. Ele mwalomba chami kwa chile mpia ne mwene. Ele mwaisha munde kele baisha nisinya mwatawa ye kuti. Ele wa mpaka kulwala kwa chila mpaka wafa kuti mwamfashani.
Mkwe, mnatotela bashikulu bantu ife mwalanda I'm very grateful pali ife pali ile pusha and iliashi lya tebelele ichalo ne sondo lyonse ukweba ati balungu bale bakanyo kuya kuchipatala ifi efyala ndikwe nelyo balungu bafuire makebi zulu ali minino ukweba abantu bonse chalo chonse ukweba ati balungu bale bakanyo kuya kuchipatala so tatu abashike kuya ku Zambia echo ba government baye bati yo tola ku court pandife mwalanda fyabufi ilyo baile ku court makembi zulu ali filiro kufumya makalatayo aya kwe bati balungu bali bakenye
batayari umfoni batayari video abene baeche barani balungu video poili balando kwe bati ushenda tekeri mpusho kulanda video poili abene balungu balando kwe bati ushenda wachwe wemu ina content ya shobe kuye kuchalo ku South Africa mukunda kule bakufunya mundeke tawaye ushete house arrest ni shi video poili we don't need that data video poili abalungu abene balanda
yo chachine bashikulu bantu iyo bashikulu bantu mufweni mwalanda chen konka nefe wino fye tatulela kayo if you mwalanda fishing iyo video opo ili chachine na inena litambile nomba tien tukonke efo fintu fikonka nangu ifunde fo lyaba mwamona inenga ndefo kuya kuchipatala umuntu uli onse umuzambiani nganalu alisha alefo kuya kuchipatala kutyaya makamaka uwalikateka ngalefo kuya kuchalo chumbi kutyaya nombe funde bya wapo lyakwe bati iliyolefo kuya kuchipatala ufile walemba kalata na ba dokta ba sign up okwe bati chine uyu muntu aleya kuchipatala nga wayafe wayalanda pakano okwe bati yonde ya kuchipatala ubuteko tetu bukusuminishe nomba kuli ba Edgar Lunges ilyo yonse filo ba Edgar Lunges balembere ukwe bati nde ya kuchipatala na ba dokta ba sign up ubuteko bwali basuminishe. Number 1 ba Edgar Lunges balile kuchipatala ku South Africa ile bafumine FM muri bu president bali basuminishe. Ba Lunges bali basuminishe kuya ku South Korea bali basuminishe. Nedidi ne baleya bali basuminishe pantu pali inkalata iyale mbere na dokto ko bati baleya kuchipatala ilyo ba Lunges baba Kenya kuya ba Lunges tabaleya kuchipatala na yo makalata nangu nga twatwe bati yo ife ba Lunges balelanda karate epo yali tapali karata ero ba politician ifo ba politician tulalande fingi nangu fe pano pene kushenenga pano ini pantu na neune kutina alanda pano ko bati ina ni ndwalisha ndefo kuya kwa kuti nomba uteko kwa kuti kushanishi kuti fya fishing abo pene mufile mwafo fishing pantu ba politician tulalande fingi but fimo tafia fya fishing
batayali ni kusheko na chindi fena ngoni fino nga ni pasande kuya kuchechi mfule na balembe ya government pantu ne bofama head of state mfule na balembe ndefo kuya kuchechi iyona kaja nomba nishi bale bakanisha no kuya kuchechi nishi bale bakanisha umfani barani batayali umuntu nga bali mupakasa please to apapata just accept that umuntu wali pakasa and the best is abapangemira ndubantu tulapangemira ndukubantu banensi the best is just apologize kwa Ajane ba Lunges ba ufuile lidia ba echechi nga bali papata kuli family ati ayo umuntu nangu chabe sinari mutemenwe nomba ushashika chalaka kunya kuli extent no mutendende po waga
bashikuru bantu
twalishi becha bonza mazande twalishi bati ba echechi ba pakasaba navo kupakasa na kuchechi kupaka kalata kuya kuchechi kupaka kalata
bashikuru bantu muchibemba twe bati ngapali umulandu tufira twakonka umulandu omo upichiraini tufira twakonka umulandu omo upichiraini yole kanimpishe yole umfweni bashikuru bantu nane ngumfweni ko imama mwapanga point isuma yako bati yo pali fimwe fyale chitika ifishaweme sinomba ine nde bati ndefo ko bati tuwekere kumulandu ine na wine panondi na ine ndi muchalo chimbi mwamona na ali kutuka ku Zambia nomba kunonga ngachakutira nafwa busholu porwandi kuti waisa imati yo walenga nyaka inde ichilema pantu ali kutwike mchalo hawe tien tukonko mulandu ofo uli notu kuleta mufindi chine muma politics bashikuru bantu ngevene mulandira tumuli bakalambo kunjira muma politics fingi vichitika kula ukushenkana kula kutitikishiwa na akainde ichilema busheni mwa akainde ichilema tamule ibukisha uko bale muchitikisha ngapali akainde ichilema ili akainde ichilema ali mu opposition fintu finga ifyo ba Lunges bamuchitira akainde ichilema ngapumule bamuchitira ba Lunges akainde ichilema bali muchitira fintu fingi muleti poshani hapo
banani batayali umuntu ulepema nomuntu ushilepema nachikusana ule ushilepema techalandi atitelikonsayo but ule ulepema ngamachi vintu vyavipewe ngapanga reconciliation yakwe but yonse semwe bantu mwakonka machishinka mamona abantu tulapanga
mwalanda bwino bashikuru bantu mwalanda bwino akainde ichilema ilyo ba Lunges bafwire finsha akainde ichilema chitire akainde ichilema ali tumina chilolo wakwe ali tumine ba minister wake abapela nendeke kavieni kulupwa muye mumone fo twala afwa bushete reconciliation yo
umfweni bakalamba batayali umfweni baeche balani ba Lunges bashile kuchalo bashile kwali imfumu kupetauke kuja elo kuja kwine kupetauke kwali na bamwine mushemo baki alilwe mumushi ele futi ba Lunges bale bebana kuchechi bali kwete chechi bali kwete na political party I am a second nalanda ba chifu ba mwine mushi aba chechi ngeo babo nteshe tu reconcile kwantu division yalipo tayari ya kwa bati bali ileko kundeke kudewa yeye pango mutembe yawe
bashikuru bantu Ndemi konga mune mona ma points mule nde asuka pantu fa mulelanda na fikwata mana tekwati mulelanda fe yo awe fishing kana imufo musumine iliyo ba Antoine Kane ba minister ba minister of foreign affairs mulambo ayimbe iliyo bafirirwe ubuteko bwalimisha abantu bwalimishe apo pali ne mfumu apali na ba machechi bali minokuya ukuyo kwa tibalenge na family bali firikwa bena bali kama bali uminila fye ndai ukwe bati yo tatu akashike kano fye Antoine Kane echeche kasangwapo nomba ngamwatimu konke ubuteko efo buba ero mwaisaloresha nama politics uyuma kembizuru alefo kubakateka mushenangu ni mwebo shuwa umuntu ulefo kumipyana waisa bati yo munga ndamufumemo ero naraisa chala befi ushe kuti fyalo ndoloka wino ushe kwena nishitulifea
Makebi Zulu moneni ishitwa bomba Makebi Zulu
Bashkulu bantu. I think I've given him a lot of time. I think I've given him quite some time. And he keeps coming up with different issues, but at least I've tried my best. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Maurice. I'm calling from the United Kingdom.
Yes, please.
Yes, Mr. Tayali, my really comment is looking at the rate at which falsehood is being spread on the PF pages. It is very, very, very disturbing. And I really appreciate the fact that when you hold these live programs, you are able to give out facts. And one thing I have seen is that no one has ever come to challenge you with facts. All they do is to come and rant and call you names, but no facts at all. I have seen what they call facts. For example, the issue of the Supreme Court. I read on one of the pages of the PF sympathizers, that goes by chair something. I asked a question there to say, well, where is the submission in the Supreme Court regarding the heads of arguments for the grounds of appeal? This lady sent me some screenshots. And I said, these are screenshots.
Imagine.
These were not submitted in court.
Yeah.
So you can't come today and say that, no, they submitted by showing me some screenshots on the phone. That's ridiculous. But when you look at the things they say, the things they call Hakainde Ichilema, some of them have gone as far as saying they have removed the body parts of Edgar Lunges. They went to community house for rituals, all this nonsense. And I wonder how people fall prey to this kind of misinformation.
Imagine.
So I really want to really thank you because you don't just speak, you speak with facts. And I'm expecting to see people challenge you on facts. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Indeed, mwanta pe fia wanga fia to afi believe amufwe bam. Tientrande pa fin toko twingo mfwana. Hello?
Hello, mabombe ni president.
Mkama bombe.
Mkwa yawe program na ilowe naitawa sana. Ndefu ndande kufipa mono. Abantu rero kishefe barene munanga mwana kwati muri batonga barene mwana kwati nga mwaita mwalanda pachinka konda yawo li mubemba nini umubemba hakiri nekupe barera ndangora tamuri amana kintu li mubemba pantu mubemba rero cyane moreover wafuate mubemba wa kuinstein nomba mwina zanja no bonza batonga bene bonza tuli bena tumesocha mulezi beni mukakati tonde kukulanda bucha uyo mulimo mulebo ngate uyo mulimo bambi nga bali icho nokwita pamkizine mulesa mukuchitaka tataki ubuti echishinka kakaleeta okuchumala kyawe ekishinka nikikiripo lekeni ngende pali uyo mulabasa wabatayali before ilili ashidi abalungu talasi na tayari tabaleba sana active na pedi bagifumishepo
yes
bali bapie ngapile kwa support but nene kubacyambire bashana tawe tafipiri okubesi nangula ndamisapota nane ikisibe ko banyana pamukukana era batayari balepo kwana bambo kutaba tayari kuba talebo ukweba tawe tayari n'abamulipira tayari but ishari alera nchinka no kutura lechula but bafira kushati fana ndo nchinka ona ni bashikuru aba bale mama fona tabale bati bakuru kumyaka kuti baba bakala ama politics tabayeshini ini nazato ngati bashikuru aba paper kulanda tyo bali lembere ba government ukwewa bapere kwa contract ila musumirisho kuba nani you former president kwani betyo umuntu wali president ngabandembera hanta ine na bali ya former president ila kaito kuti yapo kokoti uyali tekele ko zanga yo ngalanda tadi tekele bashikuru tekuno so ketyo yo kulande point in that you bafani bali shiro kundete nesitumbi kweya kuti balete muri kutabale tambe ebakalamba tukweta abantu nicho zanda kuti ababumuliro ngata tukweta abantu batayari bagata government ya South Africa yani the airport banshye mu red carpet waleta lero ko bati balungu bala baleta kulipani ita kontelepo kumona maketi zungu ewa isapanga press briefing amba statement nabatake ko bamwe msumbu walele ndekeni kumpisa kwa liwachi mwene kwa chitumbi nabaye ku change tawange kumona awo tolile nyuku komba turufu kwa gani
natotera yeah hello
mabumba shaka
mkwa mwombe
mkwai okay na chifukwa kufika contribution ya kanono a contribution can carry affect towards straight kuli ba makebi na vantu avarefiro kuvachita correct pafyo varechita in the beginning vamakebi varipere shokwe vati va spokesperson va family. Now how can you learn away from South Africa from nowhere vasheri ashiri pendinga ku South Africa vavutuka futi ati naisa mukuru shokuva president vasende ifintu fiviri pamukumo ku president ku spokesperson if valanda chimburi afire ntanganana so before abantu tabara blame sana government first thing echo vafire varore shepo what is the position of the same spokesperson
yeah
ebishefa rechi tafiri bwino nangu tafiri bwino moshoni ya bu president bu spokesperson kozibena limbeto balingiro kustokulanga abantu obutungurushita bupwecharo tachirepwa lero so nga wali kwete inspire kuba president they could have waited to say since PF twalitemwa kulina bambi ama leaders ba PF abali ku Zambia let me be here in South Africa ne oruru poru erosha ndiye barandirako ndiye pitana mu makoti enchito bayipereshwa kuba then from there basha family yeka babwera futi ku Zambia baisa mkuruisha bu president at least ngabaliranga kolimbika picture kasuma kucharo akakweba tawe nangu charifi uyu makebi ali kere na family mpaka nemira ndushapo no kushike chiriro next election yero baisa mkuchita contest but not amakalazi barangira ali mwapa and we have a lot of leaders mu PF abakwe batimbi kuti bayiminina but nabena baranga filia so I think I want to iringi before tatura conclusion yako batabata bali bwino nga urore spearhead program alishani so abantu nabena tureroresha akoli mu mistakes tuwira vyo bati government ile rufyanya babale rufyanya let's ask ari makebi nisha reshira family yeka South Africa okwa iperesho kuba spokesperson aisa mkurusha bo president thank you so much
Thank you, my brother. Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello, Batali.
Mkwe.
Hello.
Hello?
Mwachoma bwana. Mwachoma.
Tachoma.
Nisiku. Mbelani wa tayari. Problem yapi semu Afrika bantu. Stima ziba kuti kupi. Because aba bantu abamwe bali ngira kuti ba president basakapezeke kubali. Bafuna uchita chani kuli ba president. Ni vitani beba funa bachita ba president because that's what the whole crew, the whole entire chani izankara kuchani kumaliro. Bafuna uchita chani kuli ba president 1. 2. Makebi zulu ba former president beba na mwali. Bana makebi zulu. How can we trust them now kuti vakambeti va HH vachokepo bebe vakabhari yeuko ero va HH pari State House akangena makepi zuru mu State House akambeta ankara president sankara na mpamvu sokambatani. What is the plan? Vapifu wana mfuti ziri kunja uko zamini vari nazo zera sunga. What are the plan? Awa va HH bebe spaza chokapo ngati mwabene vatari ngati HH watu wazawina futi vazaka vashika next step vile vazaka bwerera because ndiva president wa Mzambia. Bakubona weakness ya president batu kuti vakambetoke naleka. That's when vakamba this is not capable to be a president because vakangiwa vavomera kuti chishike chitumbi sivalipa. Eno tu vatari lekani kuzenkoni kali imozi. Vantu vasazinkala nosi vakuzana ti vavemba. Mukamozi kati munamvira ko mtonga katuma phone akamba tise vatonga. Chikamba so. Baleke kwa vantu venangu vatipanga kuti senaise mpaka tichose mao ipa palasi. Takupa patani. Uyamena bula na weja kuti muvemba. Stop there. That is one Zambia, one nation. Kule mitundu yambili mcharo cha Zambia. Yambili mitundu. That why yosu wakabwela mwamile banalilira bamumbipiri. Bamumbipiri banalira. Yamwa bantu kumkaenda. Musachoke HH kuja mumuone. Babemba komandera. What is kind of aba bantu ba PF? Why ba PF waleta tribalism with country ya Zambia? Ba PF wana problem. One. Dullness, understanding Malipi. They say that they are prayerful, but once Makamba Babu Fuiti. If they are prayerful, but Makamba Babu Fuiti. What is that? I've seen this. The God of the will. Yes, they just so come. What my name is Tebo forgiveness. Bapempa na watu wa Mulungu bakamba bamufuiti apa bakamba timapata. Tell them to scout batukane South African government. Tell them ati nifikelero Mugabeni Masuve akamba tukanani South Africa government baone ni xenophobia ija nakachoka bata bawabira sapata. Nanzi afupi ni Zambia. Then the minister postmortem ni South Africa. Ngane tukane South Africa tiwone ngati bazabwera bulo. Nando zinkala swana chipa president watu sure they watch our chose batiseka president watu wanazompindamula kwati kamwana. No, we are tired of this thing. We are tired. Ela wako bali ku America bali kuti. Kazi bata especially bakazi batali bamene bali kumacharo. They are bold. Nenda nguswa kwatiwa bali bold kulibe bamuna. That's why bangala batukana HH bali be vochita. Zikomo.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Evening, Tari. This is Francis once more from Kitwe.
Yes, please.
Yeah, there are just 1 or 2, 3 things that I want to, speak about. The first one is that you don't need to get distracted. You are quite objective. Carry on with your, conscious of the way you are thinking, the way you are articulating issues. A lot of people are appreciating you. Then the second one, this is a game of politics. You see, I actually feel sorry for the guys because if you look at for their perceived strongholds, they are actually turning red at the moment. The MPs in the Northern Bloc, Luapula, name it, they've all now decided to join the UPND. Despite, the claims of witchcraft and what have you. This is why I'm saying that don't get distracted. And then, because they are the people that they wanted to go and pray on, to convince and bring them to the, to convert them into votes and what. But they are the people now who've chosen the person that they are, accusing to be a witchcraft is the one that they are joining at the moment. So, in short, what I want to tell you, Tahari, is that these guys, you see, it's like in Bemba where they say, they've already smelled defeats. they've already smelled defeat, and now they want to say these people won because of this and that. So don't get distracted. Please continue with the way you are actually doing things.
Thank you. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Mabombe Mwe.
Emkwe.
Okay, chiri program. Yeah, I hope.
Emkwe.
Okay, all right, okay. Alam kwena mandi nika kulanda kingi na la supawira ku.
Emkwe.
Ichakubalira kofe handi tali mune walikuwa ichakulanda. Ichakulanda ichakweba ati ndio pali mfinga walanda palavuta. You know, we are able to understand some of these issues because of this program. I wish it were in my powers to make the president HH, you know, to call you so that you are part of his team, you know. It's on the foreground. Number two, there's some new kutungire makamaka tamasho kese aya ba mulamu kwayo kwa kutiroko akutungire wangu ishaisangwe. And then patako neri pusho. I don't know if you're getting me.
Yes, yes.
Patako neri pusho. But kuti kabe chali ngakuti chavo kuti chava shani ngataka wati president HH ali balekere abantu kwayo kushika kwa wina randa HH salingi kubako abaleka, but guard of honor na ikanye without you know, the guard of honor cannot be there if the president is not there. Mshakuti kabe chali ngawai samkutika mzambia, but president tali iko na guard of honor takuli, you know, all those things. Washika ke
So, thank you for your question, my pusher, because it gives me an opportunity to explain. So, what we want to accord a former president, it is a state funeral. So, when you're talking about state funeral, pali befiro kuchitikwa. Mwamona? Pali befiro kuchitikwa. Like filia guard of honor, fly past, kulishe mfuti, ifilefi mfuti badisha, mwamona. A state funeral. Ngafila washika ama soja. Mwamona, soja ngabale mushika, lakini mwalisango kuchitiro cha soja. Nangu kapokola. Mulamona baka pokola ofu bafuala. Efyo babashika, entambishavo. Tetumwe bati yo, tuleshika kapokola nga kapokola umusoja ngo umusoja ero mwamushika fye uko abulama bantwani kana bafwera ma uniform uko abulo kulishe mfuti nishi tamumushikire ngefa mufiro kumushika mwamona. So ngatulela nga pali state funeral ife file fya chitika mwamona entambi ila state funeral ila bakwati ni last salute filamu la mona nangu atipa independence nangu president aleisula parliament muna mona nyonse kula wa guard of honor shani pa independence fila chitika fila mwamona. Those are part of our symbols as a nation. Those are part of our traditions or etiquette as a state mwamona. So tetitwewa tiyo kuiwa guard of honor ni instaili state funeral mwamona. Ni style state funeral. Hello, ulia non kene president, the president feyo. Ni commander in chief. And once you are a commander in chief, chimono kwa tu waingira mu soja. Ngo waingira mu soja, uli musoja. Mwamona. So they must conduct that respect on him. Namba wakateka, wisha wakateka tetiba sangwe ko wakateka, yes, it's possible that wakateka kuti fiachitike fuko bakateka. They can say the vice president be there. Uwafya ine na kwata ine nemu ine nomba on my personal view. Uwafya na kwata bwa kwebati. Chinshi wako selilo kwati yo kateka esangwako. Yo ikateka para makuchitumbi. Bakateka kuti baibeloko, ichitumbi chili uko kutari uko. Baka inde ichile matawala ndapo kwati mpaka finka mone body. Hakainde Islam has never said he wants to see the body. He wants to do a body viewing. He wants to come close to the body. No. So kuti balete chitumbi chabo chili uko kutali na okateka na iminira muchitenge mulya na matchpass vachita shani fyonse vachita no kushika vashika ukwabula kwati akainde ichilema ese nombecho vakosera pfeke kwati yo ekasangwako fye ekasangwako chinshi. Then number 2 amabene bale bateka sangwako nawo bale foku babakateka mwamona uyo wine makebi zulu wako sapo na wale foku bakateka usheyimwe kwena mukutontonkana kwenu chimwachimona shani umuntu ufwaya umukashi wenu ule chita insista ti yo wika bako kuti mwachimona shani mwamona epavelo bwafya bantu balisa pabwelo ilo nalelanda pa festa bantu balewe bati yo makebi zulu talandilevi nomba makebi zulu alifikirisha ati nene ndifo kubakateka ero nomba yewe ulipo kateka ti yo wika sangwako ushekwena na vipanga sensi nangu kweba ti yo kuwa wino
Tafirole Mwandire ishta andika tayari ka last question mwandire ishta andika last aka no fye. Shiremiti tikisha hiyo ngate timwa kumwinga suka. Bushe nombe fichidi pali format hapa. Kingera fena pali format. So imoku mwana kwenu impela ya ifi ikabashani.
Na totela. Why push this masala? How do you see the end? The way I see the end is that this thing is in court. It is not a stalemate yet because this thing is still in court. Filimu court. So palasti nangufika kokoleshani palastu ikoti ikapingula. Koti ikapingula. Nga ikapingula tiyo na bashike ku South Africa. Ifo fine, efo fikaba. Nanga wakapingula tiyo na ifye ko Zambia, efo fikaba. So if we bena Zambia, we must be ready to see what will come out of court. Ngaba court bae bati yo bashike ku South Africa. If we bale bati bakashike ku Zambia, tufule to asumina. Ero ngaba bati no, let them go and bar in Zambia. Even those who are against, they should also agree. Bekalete prefia kuleta ti yo chabana shani. Pantu in court na tashani na ipingula. So the end will definitely come because the court will decide. And based on that judgment, that is what we will follow.
Well said, Mdala. There's a mipa na pesha.
Na totera mkwe. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, Batali Chungwa mkwe.
Yeah, mkwe.
Tuwafio na papu bila mu ididi ashitapawa nefi sapo. Tapawa nefi sapo. It's just a matter of abantu kuichefia. That's all. And the other thing that I would say, I know it's not a common thing, but I am ali buda kuibombele ya lungu. If he had just retired ikala and just, Bawase wa former head of state, I think atakuwa. But balisa wula muchi shiva oposa wangira muring na foot. So all that is just a contributing factor. To us who are still living, I think the lesson is we should learn to leave the stage when people are still clapping. It's very important. Ukuchilati waya futi waya salula. He hatred back what tilaba the Lungu family. We really don't know if it's ever going to end. Because even people like Mandela or in jail for 27 years.
You know? Exactly.
Family Mandela no. One, Princess Diana. Royal family. Even after they had after they had wronged her in so many ways. But Charles was there. Even though he was still seeing Camilla. We should have Charles that Princess Diana. And so I think we really need to change the way we are thinking as Zambians. It's really going to help us. Because are we then discussing this thing because of hearsay? Because obviously some of the things that he brought up, there are no facts at all. So people are following blindly. I think let's really be careful in how we are, telling people information, because Bambi, it's the gospel truth, even when sometimes there's no truth in it. But PF by the post mortem. Yeah, if they hadn't said that, but you cannot go and say no. We are thinking about special poison in a foreign land. That was just not a private person. That's a former head of state. I think Abantu Badla, but Lungu was a former head of state. It's not a private individual. No. Those allegations that were made, those were very dangerous allegations. So whether we like it or not, a postmortem had to be done because those accusations were done on a foreign land. Flew in the night to go and attend that postmortem. Come on.
Yeah. No, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Nasikia Mwangombeni.
I'm quiet.
Ndefuna nchiteko contribute wakalamba. Mkwaye. First, I want to commend you for the work that you are doing. Mure bomba wino sana wakalamba.
Natotela.
Now, point imbi ndefuna nchiteko emphasize. Iyo tulaba pamonga bena Zambia. Ni yakuti abantu besu barapanga mistake padi balungu barapanga mistake ikaramba sana. When we are discussing balungu ngafirefya shiranda batata bali bashikuru barevika balungu kubango muntu uri simple muntu yawe mistake y'abantu barepanga balungu tabali umuntu fye awe. Walungu was a former president of this republic. Even before Walungu became president, he was a member, he served as a member of parliament for Chawama constituency. From there, he went on to serve as deputy minister in the office of the vice president under a Guy Scott. After Waisa Fumapo, he served as minister of Home Affairs. So Minister of Home Affairs, Minister of Defense, and subsequently Minister of Justice. Ukufuma padia ero mbabaisa baba president. So wadi vombele charo misango shingi sana paka baisa Africa na padi Republican president. Now, people need to understand that chile chifulecho balungu bakwete. Wadi fwane fintu ifingi sana ifyo chino charo tachaishiba. Apart from the Republican president, the current president, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. Na waliaba shikuru, na maeba Esther Lungu. Ifyo ba Lungu ba ishive, wadi chinwe chalo, na wakataria ba fishiva. Kamufeba Hakainde. So when you hear President Hakainde Hichilema insisting on bringing the body of President Lungu, kuleta kuno Zambia, it's because nabe shiva. Amaka aida position balipo yakwata nefyo balungu babombe nefyo bachitire pali chire chipunecho balipo bashikia. When you look carefully muri ila office ya president mwe bakwatira ama cabinet on the chair which the president sits unu makwali ba masengo ya bidi atuishinga meno ya nsofu.
If you can be please, you know what it means? Make your point, please. So
let's be careful and understand what you muntu tulela ndapo muntu atekele chalo for 8 years. No. Tuidamusenda ngo muntu munono wakobati kuti walanda ati yolekele ni family. Nichwa Hakainde bali bana bwino ngachadi ni nebo. Ulalungu kale twashika no kushika ngana ile senda fye pamakana senda no kushika na shika uko vula na family
china vena ngufeni na wini Nangufeni neugeni.
Awe
akainde ichilema apapena.
Mtu wako analila kaudi
Awe apapena akainde ichilema ture mutasha.
Awe
apapena ture mutasha. Akainde ichilema. Awe ture mutasha. Alitekanya.
Ekakola tiyo family emkwai. Ekakola ti family awe. Oleba lungu patali sana pali ya.
Yo.
Wala ni property ya government. Yani property ya government. Chimona mupatili. Umuntu ngajoina mupatili abashikia.
No, it's true. Akainde ichilema must be commended for his patience. Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello, Mr. Tag.
Yes, please.
Are you still online?
Yes, we are online.
Okay. This is Emmanuel Saga from the United States. Yeah, tayari nachimkani paini but one thing I want to talk about is uliatulisha ya ndia chiala ndana baba mndana bachiala ndati ababe madera bikakoga be mbamukia utoba. Are you hearing me? Hello, Mr. Tari.
No, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. The Radika for Valilanda Nyambo. You know, the things, if you have a simple straightforward, that's the thing to conquer for Lungu, he was a president of the country, not the family. Even where it is right now, which made him to be Lungu, is because of the president. Which made him to be whatever they are saying Lungu, it was because of that office. Without that office, Lungu cannot be Lungu. Without that office, Lungu cannot be Lungu. So, one thing I'm trying to say is about how we take things. Don't put government or don't put HH in the shoes to say HH is the one thing they feel the body. I think that direction I about the HH. One thing, Lungu talk about Kaunja's family to court. Nyanuala and Drepa Pagaish. Yawakaunda, everyone Baba did court. Nyanuala and Drepa up to today. Up to today. So, Mr. Tayari, what I can say is keep up what you are doing. And if at all you had a chance with the president himself, I think the president has to be watching this, and you have to think about twice over you. Because, you know, in that one more country, our country, now education with the but now in kind of population, see? Now, whatever I'm done about ya.
No.
What is she going because
no. Thank you. Hello? Hey, hello? Hello?
Good evening. Okay.
Good evening.
Well, this is recording from Zambia.
Yes, please.
Ngamulebukisha pa program yine. Quite about 3 months so I was listening to kuri umudara umbiwa tumine alandira to whatever the government whatever market is about the government not. So and he said just before elections,
yes,
you are going to hear something, and
yes,
then you are going to know the whole truth, and then you even echoed what he was saying.
Yes,
you said no, this voice knows what it is talking about.
Yes, I remember.
So all the patients, all that post-mortem, it is pointing, this is the beginning of the actualization of what that man said. So I just sort of taking you back because you have not commented over that man. Things have now begun, and the people will be very surprised according to what that man said.
Yeah, no, I remember.
I just sort of commenting.
I remember that man. Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello?
Yes. Hello?
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you very much. I am coming from Zambia.
Yes, please.
This is Petronella.
Yes.
First and foremost, I want to appreciate what you are doing for the country of Zambia.
Thank you.
You are indeed enlightening the people about whatever is happening. Because when we go on social media, we find different information without facts, without authentic information. But we thank you because you're bringing out this program to the Zambian people, that you are able to know what is really happening.
Hello, Petronella. Hello, Petronella. I've lost Petronella. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, Mr. Kali.
Yes, please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, Chilodi here.
Yes, please.
Ine batali. Ukusakamana kwandi, ndesakamana pa level of disrespect. Pali president.
You know?
And even the office itself.
Yeah.
You see, Batali, that office, va HH va president va last year. Next it will be you. Maybe it will be another person, but I think that office comes with the respect. Umuntu nangu maremu salula yo alimu opposition asaba president. You continue looking at him that way.
You know?
Ine batali chomani nchirankalipa.
Sana.
You find some of the boys, some of the people that are even doing that are boys, youths. There are two boys, I won't mention their names. They are based on the Copperfield. One wants even to contest as the mayor of Kikwe, something like that. These boys, they are peddling lies disrespectfully. They are doing their dirty politics. You know, Bamonafe Kwati HH Munavo is still in opposition as if he's not the head of state.
And a democracy.
You see, me, I'm not looking at HH because I'm supporting him only, but that office.
The office, yes.
We have to respect the office and the person who's sitting in that office. So, in a complaint, no. I don't know how you can help to educate us, because democracy, I think, that's why ipokerera bwino mu Zambia.
No, thank you. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, Petronella, we lost you.
Yes. I was trying to also add on what is happening in Zambia. I'm really disappointed with human pressure, and that's our old man to show their ignorance. Because for me, the president, he was not a man of a family. He was a man of a country, and he was the man of the world. He has to be buried and be mourned by every Zambian citizen. We are not supposed to personalize things of the country. He was the country trophy. And I'm really disappointed with his sister Precious coming out parading her ignorance in that manner. It is not good. They're destroying people. they're giving false information. Lastly, I want to say, may God bless you. Continue with this boldness, because what you are doing for the Zambian people is very, very incredible. And we don't know how we can thank you. May God continue to bless you. Thank you, Mr. Tayali.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Dad.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think, yes, Chive, but you know, some of these things, please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Oh, no. You are the one, because you listen. I think no wonder I cut you. You started saying, calling others Chimbui. I don't think that is fair. No, that is not nice.
Oh,
no.
okay.
Please,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I think, especially people like yourselves, Mulina Kufialo, you know, I expect a certain way of talking. Not kind of, Precious can say whatever she's saying, but then you also go lower than Precious.
I get you. I get you. I'm so sorry.
So I just cut you because of the line of debate that you started bringing up. But anyway, I give you a minute to conclude your point.
Yeah. So my point, I was saying that when we are doing things, we have to do things like people are matured. Don't do things if it's serious in politics. What they are doing, all this social they are doing is because of politics. They want to gain the name of the funeral. Now, you cannot use the funeral to get the names. Wamaketi Zulu, if I remember very well, when he was the minister of Eastern Province, I think you remember that time.
My brother, I think you have exhausted your points. Please. I think I'm also tired. I think I would want to hear something fresh, not going all over the place. Let me, I think, end here. Basically, I just want to wind up in case somebody didn't follow us where we started. Basically, from my perspective, whatever is going on, these people, they are after power. It is all about power. You can turn it this way, look at it from that way, flip it around. At the end of the day, these people, they want power. Makebi Zulu wants power. But Mayowa Esther is accepting to all these things because she would have stopped this, because she's the next of kin. The one who has given powers to Makebi Zulu, Niba Esther Lungu. But Esther Lungu wants freedom. She wants freedom. And she's thinking, if Hakainde Hichilema loses power, then I'll be free. So what do they have? What is their wager? Chitumbi. If we hold on to Chitumbi, if we can use Chitumbi, we can get power from Hakainde Hichilema. They are hoping that using the body of Edgar Lunges, they can get power out of Hakainde Hichilema. This I'm not saying from without. I'm saying from what has unfolded. What has unfolded? Makebi Zulu has clearly come out. He wants to be president. And whatever he has been doing, they have been doing this to discredit the government, to discredit Hakainde Hichilema, to implicate Hakainde Hichilema. This is what they have been doing. They started with the allegations. The allegations were Hakainde Hichilema has killed Edgar Lunges. Later on, they changed. Hakainde Hichilema has caused Edgar Lunges to die because he was stopping him from going to the hospital. But they went to court. And in court, they failed to substantiate the truth. They failed to substantiate the allegations to say, indeed, Hakainde Hichilema was stopping Edgar Lunges from going to the hospital. Because when going to the hospital, You don't just come out in public and say, no, ndepoke ku hospital. No. You must have a letter signed by a doctor to say, indeed, you need medical services outside the country. At no point did Edgar Lungu present a letter to government that he wants to go for medical attention, and he was refused. Because Makebi Zulu would have brought that evidence in court. What we have in court, on the contrary, are letters which government wrote to say, whenever he wrote to say he is going for medicals, there are letters where government said, Mr. President, you can go, and how do you want us to help you? And the Edgar Lungu said, no, we are not interested. So it is not true, but they wanted to discredit the UPND government. They wanted to discredit Hakainde Hichilema. This case is in court. It is in court because government wants Edgar Lungu to be buried as a president in Zambia. As a president in Zambia. Nothing else. Nothing like whatever. No, Hakainde Hichilema has not said he wants to view the body. The question has been on why should people who want power be the one to preside over a state funeral. That is the issue. Why should Makebi Zulu and all these other opposition who want Hakainde Hichilema out of power be the one to preside over a state funeral? Why should that be? And you, if you are reasonable, you should be able to ask yourself, why insist on this one? No, these are the wishes of Edgar Chagwalungu. Where is the evidence? Where is the evidence? Where is the evidence? Do you have evidence that this is what Edgar Lungu said? We don't have that evidence. Okay, let's look at the character of Edgar Lungu. Edgar Lungu walked away even when he had state instruments. Edgar Lungu never fought, never insisted on anything. Edgar Lungu always compromised. How come now these people are insisting? And they are insisting he should be out of, Hakainde Hichilema should step aside. It doesn't look normal. It doesn't look normal. Then, on this issue, no, they stole the body. No, the body was released because the case had fallen out of the Supreme Court. Because Makebi Zulu did not file his heads of arguments. So it collapsed. And that's how the body was released. When the body was released, the South African government had to do the investigation because allegations were made. They had to do a forensic autopsy. And that's why they did the forensic autopsy. When the body was released, it did not go to the Zambian government, it went to the South African government so that they can do their investigations. And if there was no injunction, then they would have handed it over to the Zambian government for repatriation. But at no point did the Zambian government get hold of the body. At no point did the Zambian government conduct a forensic autopsy on the body. There are no body parts being which are lost. No. Anyway, Bakabesha gave statements to this effect. The body has been released and it is in the government mortuary. When the body was given back, I mean, we knew about it according to the court order. And now you accuse the government. Bakabesha comes up to say, no, we didn't hold on to whatever. No, it is contradictory. There was no contradiction. The first statement was, the body is with the South African government. The next statement is, we never held the body, which is true. So all these, there is so much propaganda. And with all this propaganda, how can you trust these people? How can you trust these people? This is why I'm saying it is all about power. It is all about political contestation. Thank you very much for following. Thank you very much for your participation. May God bless you. May God bless Zambia. I end here for now.